Hey there, everybody. Hey, in light of what's going on and more and more of restrictions come down on us, we've been doing the social distancing, we've been doing the stay-at-home thing now for a couple of weeks, and here in Mississippi, the governor just issued a shelter-in-place order starting tonight at midnight, effective for who knows how long. And the president is obviously, saying that he's extended the protocol for 30 days all the way to the end of April. So we're looking at a whole month of being at home, and really what that does is it takes us out of our routine, right? That's all it really does. And so somebody who has been staying at home and working from home, raising a family, taking care of the children in the house and all those things for the past 5, almost really 6 years, I thought I could offer some insight into helping you do better while you are stuck at home. And this will help whether you are working remotely or if you're out of work and you're just in tight quarters with your loved ones who you don't normally see 24 hours a day, or you're not around 24 hours a day. This will help. So there are 3 key components that I want to talk about that will help you during this time, staying at home, working from home, etc. And the 3 things are this: self-control, self-discipline, and self-care. These really are the 3 keys that are going to help you thrive during this next month or 2 months or 3 months. Who knows how long this is going to be. But the reality is we are sheltering in place. We are at home. We are trying to flatten the curve. And so I thought I'd offer these 3 things. Now, let's talk about self-control first. Self-control is really more about relinquishing control. Or in other words, another way to put that is to let go of trying to control the things that are out of your control. Like, don't worry about the things that are out of your control. Decrease anxiety. The things that you cannot physically, mentally, or just, change, you have to let go of the desire to change those things. The only thing that you can control is you, your actions, your words, your thoughts, all of these things. And so in order to gain self-control, we really need 3 key things to help us in the self-control area. And the first one is awareness, because if you're not aware of the feeling that is driving the behavior of wanting to control and creating the cycle of the illusion of being in control, which results in anger most typically, but also other negative stress behaviors, then you can't change it. So first and foremost, you need awareness. Okay, awareness is key. And then you need to establish particular boundaries. What is it that you are willing to do? What is it that you are not willing to do? Okay, when it comes to situations at home, what are your responsibilities? And then what are those resources you need to meet those responsibilities? And then from there, this is what I'm willing to do about it. This is what I'm not willing to do about it. This is the amount of energy I'm going to put into this. I will not put in more than this amount of energy, etc. So boundaries, establishing that which is yours, taking ownership for that which is yours, and making sure that you stick to. There's a great book called Hold On To Your Nuts, which is an acronym for non-negotiable, unalterable terms. And what that means is that you're establishing some line on the field, if you will, to know where you're going to be and where you're going to go and what's in play, okay? The third thing for self-control is how you communicate. And you're going to communicate in the manner to the degree that your awareness is heightened and that you've set boundaries. What do I mean by that? Well, communication helps you, awareness and being able to set boundaries because of that awareness helps you communicate more from who you are. And actually, these 3 things, awareness, boundaries, and communication, are the 3 things that I talk about in my book for unlocking and releasing your inner hero, your true self. And so self-control is the byproduct of relinquishing control of that which is outside of you. And in order to do that, you need awareness, you need to establish boundaries, and then communicate from that awareness and those boundaries. with those that you're in close quarters with those that you're around, okay? The second key to being at home and thriving is this: self-discipline. So what do I mean by self-discipline? What I mean is recognizing the cause and effect, choice versus consequence, okay? So the real big thing here is to recognize that what you want is your choice. The getting what you want during this time, the being able to stay physically fit, the ability to stay mentally acute, all of those things require you to recognize that your choices have consequences. And so you can choose, right? You have the choice to experience negative consequences by not doing the things that you know will benefit you, or you have the ability to choose doing the things that you know will have a positive impact in your life, okay? So in order to do that, in order to create self-discipline so that you can take more ownership of your choices and thus get the consequences or results that you want for yourself positively, you need to do these three things, okay? First and foremost, you need to be intentional. All that means is that you need to make a plan. You need to set a schedule, right? When you're getting up in the morning, getting ready for work, got to get out the door by this time, got to arrive at the office by this time. These are the things that I have to get done today. I go to lunch now, I come back. These are the things I'm going to work on when I come back. I get those things completed. I go home, I run by the grocery store for my wife or my husband. You know, I get home, I say hi to the kids, we make dinner, bathe the kids, get the kids ready for bed, then we do our nighttime routine, and bang, right? Your routine is already pretty much ingrained in you because of what you have to do during the day. And you're intentional about doing all those things. The same thing comes into play here while you're at home. You have to be intentional, which just means make a plan, set a schedule, wake up at a specific time and continue to wake up at that same time every morning. Take a shower, get dressed, do all the normal routine things, make breakfast. Have something in place that you're going to do throughout the day, okay? And in order for this plan to come into fruition, you have to be deliberate, right? You have to be deliberate. You have to be that type of individual that's going to say, okay, I'm doing it now. And that leads to the third thing, and that's being active. If you don't take action, then your plan is just a plan that sits on a piece of paper or up here in your mind, and it doesn't come to fruition, okay? So self-discipline is about being intentional, taking deliberate action, and seeing those choices you make result in the positive consequences that you want for yourself, okay? Third key, working from home, being at home during this time, is self-care, right? And I believe that it's very difficult, very hard to do the self-care component without first having done the work to gain self-control and self-discipline. Here's why. Because self-care is about three things: your physical being, your mental well-being, and your spiritual well-being. And the questions are, what are you doing to stimulate and encourage physical well-being during this time? What are you doing to stimulate the mind, creativity, and or mental acuity during this time? And what are you doing to establish connection with others, with the higher power, with your deity, with God, whatever you want to call that, okay? So let's go through these. What are you doing to stimulate and encourage physical well-being? Well, you can move, right? You can get outside and go for walks. You can do gardening. There's all kinds of things. It comes back to the self-discipline, having a plan and being deliberate, okay? And you have to be able to be aware, set boundaries, and understand how to communicate what you need in order for you to live out that plan so that you can experience physical well-being, okay? Mental well-being. What are you doing to stimulate mind, creativity, and or mental acuity? Read books, journal, write a book, right? That's what I did this past year. I wrote a book while coaching my clients and serving my family and raising my daughters. You can do it. You really can. All right. The other things that you can do is that you can paint. You can build something out of wood. What's a project around the house that you've been putting off that will stimulate creativity, mental acuity, and give you physical activity? And then lastly, spiritual well-being. What are you doing to establish connection? Meditation, prayer, contemplation. In my opinion, it's the same thing, right? It just depends on your approach and what you are willing to do and how you like doing it, okay? But you have to be establishing that connection outside of yourself, connection with others, right? We're at a time now where community has taken on a whole new meaning because we can't be in close proximity with each other, but we can maintain connection. And I don't mean surfing, flipping the thumb on Instagram and Facebook because it's, you're connecting to what people are sharing, but actually having physical conversations with people over the phone, FaceTime, Zoom video conferencing, all kinds of things. In order to get that connection, you have to be aware of what's going on inside of you, set boundaries on what you will do and what you will not do, understand that you need to communicate to those around you who you are and what you need during this time, be intentional, deliberate, and take action, and therefore reap the benefits of those choices, positive consequences to maintain physical well-being, mental acuity, and spiritual connection. Okay, so to review, again, I've been doing this for 5 or 6 years. I literally don't go anywhere but the grocery store and to run errands. And then 6 weekends a year, I go to my men's coaching weekends. And that's pretty much my life the last 6 years. And I've been very intentional about doing this in my life. And I just wanted to share it with you to help you. So in order to be thriving while at home during this time, working from home remotely, or just being stuck at home, you've got to have self-control. You've got to have self-discipline, and you've got to practice self-care. Okay? So I hope this helps you. I just wanted to offer it because of my experience and what I do and what I've been doing, and hopefully it serves you well during this time. Stay safe. We're going to get through this, and I will talk to you soon.